Hello, folks. I understand that you just finished topic 3, all to do with costs and revenues. And the next section of work, topic 4, is all to do with making the startup business effective. And there's a number of different points that you need to be aware of in this first sub-module of work. What's absolutely crucial to understanding the options for startups and small businesses, this idea of liability. So what we're going to explore today is liability, limited and unlimited liability, what they mean. And then we're going to have a look at the different types of legal structures that a business can adopt when it starts up. So we're going to come across these 3 key terms: sole traders, partnerships, and private limited companies. And that's going to be the basis of your work for the next couple of days or so. And then we'll come back and have a look at franchises a little bit later on. So the slides that I'm going to take you through here, I think they're actually from my own business teacher when I was at school. Somehow I came across them, so hopefully you'll find them of use. I certainly did. And what we're trying to get across with this first slide is what is meant by this idea of unlimited liability. Okay, so let's imagine a factory here, some classic clip art. Look at that go. Right? And it's a factory that prints magazines, and this factory is worth £100,000. However, this factory is in debt. It owes the bank £200,000. Not good whatsoever. Now, as part of its operations, when it's printing magazines, the factory obviously has to have some machinery. Okay, this is the means of production. This is how it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so it's got machinery, printing press, maybe various other things, computers, whatever this machinery is. It's worth £20,000. It's also got vehicles. Not sure why that's a cement mixer, but it might need a cement mixer. The vehicles that it owns are worth £30,000. Now, a sole proprietor or a sole trader, as your specification refers to, is a business structure that is owned by one person. Okay, that one person will more than likely be an employee. Okay, but the idea that's central to unlimited liability means that the business or the sole trader, the sole proprietor, is responsible for all of the business's debts. Okay, so they're personally liable for them. There's a key word for you: liable. Right, so liability. So if the business goes into debt, in this example, we can see that the bank is owed £200,000. Okay, the business, the owner, is the one that needs to repay those debts. Okay, and this is what's crucial to the idea of liability. Now, how's he going to pay the debts off? Well, he can sell assets that the business has, okay, to partially pay that off. Right, now we can see the machinery is worth £20,000. Right, the vehicles are worth £30,000. Right, so there's £50,000 that can go towards paying off the bank the £200,000, but they still owe £150,000. Right, so the business then decides, right, my fixed asset, my non-current asset, as I should strictly say, of a factory, that is worth £100,000. Okay, so I can sell that. However, we've still got money outstanding. We've paid the 100, we've paid the 20, we've paid the 30. We still owe £50,000. So the fact that this business has unlimited liability means that the business's creditors, the people who it owes money to, can actually enforce on the business itself a repayment by saying, well, I'm going to take from you your own personal possessions. That could be your car, your house, TV, jewellery, whatever, okay, up to the value of £50,000 so that they can have all of the debt repaid. So that's what unlimited liability is. It means that the person themselves that runs that business is personally liable for the business's debt. The business and the person, in the eyes of the law, are the same legal entity. Now, you might be thinking, well, Why does this matter? It matters for a number of reasons. Okay, so when you set up a business and you are responsible for paying tax, okay, at the financial year end, any income tax that an individual pays, or rather, I should say, if you are a sole trader, you will pay income tax and you will pay that to Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs. If you are a company, then you don't pay income tax. You pay a different sort of tax, which is called corporation tax, which is a tax on your profits. But if you're a sole trader, any profit that you make that is your income, you then have to report that to Majesty's Revenue and Customs, HMRC. The other reason why the idea of liability is important is because it impacts upon the risk that the sole trader is willing to take. Okay, if you know that someone could foreclose on you, just think of those debt collector programs on Channel 5, and they can take your house, your car. If you get into debt, what's your approach to risk going to be? Are you going to be quite reserved? Probably more than likely. You may deter some risks, you may deter some investments, some new product launches, if at the back of your mind you're thinking to yourself, well, if this all goes wrong, I'm going to lose a roof over my head. So, to help you understand this topic a little bit more, the BBC have come across, have made some excellent resources, 3 videos in particular that are going to be very useful to you over the next couple of days. What's it like being a sole trader? Different types of companies and what is a franchise. You can access this link through Google Classroom, or if you just put the title into Google itself, this page will come up. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to watch what's it like to be a sole trader and different types of companies. Okay? And I would like you to get a big piece of, get some paper, ideally a double page spread for this, and for these 3 different types of ownership structures, sole traders, partnerships and private limited companies, I'd like to populate a table that looks at the advantages and disadvantages of all 3 of these ownership types. If you want, okay, you can do the same for a public limited company. Okay, that's a company that sells shares on the stock exchange to the general public, because that is something that you will learn in year 11 when we explore how businesses grow. Okay, but you don't have to do that at this moment in time. But if you're feeling that you've got a little bit of spare time, that's something that you can take upon yourselves and do. So that's it for now. Thank you for listening. What I'll do next time is we'll start off with another video and put a few recap questions to see how you got on with that previous activity. If you're stuck, look at the PowerPoints that I've put in the Google Drive folder. tutor2u.net is a really good website that'll help you out too, as well as BBC Bite Size. Okay, thank you very much, folks.